For my Subpack, I have created this. This is what my Subpack will be looking like. Now, in case you are wondering, this right here will be used as part of my Subpack. Mr. Gutierrez, that's my last name. I would like my students to call me that. Here I have a nice quote. I like to say, mistakes are proof that you are trying. I'll be very flexible with the students. And in here, I basically have a calculator. Due to tough budget on my part, I can't afford all kinds of stuff for, this video. But in the future, I will have more markers in case I needed to come up with an activity. Highlighter, in here I have everything, pencils, pens, a lot of things that you can come up with. The students can just come and ask me for pencils if they need to. Calculator, you never know when a math classroom might be short on calculators. It's nice to have an extra one around. And basically here I just have many writing utensils students can use. Maybe we're correcting a test. Maybe I just need them to have a quick activity before the class ends or before the class starts. Or, even if I can't find the teacher, the lesson for the day, I will have something to work with there. So let's move on to here. This is just my computer case. I don't have a nice little fancy suitcase, but I want to look professional when I go in there. So I figured it'd be nice to have this. I have this folder right here. I have my laptop, my own personal laptop. In the case that maybe the teacher computer is not available or I need a computer for some reason, I'll have that right away with its charger. I'll be good to go. So in this folder I have basically everything I need. I have my flashcards. Now this ones can become useful before I get called to go sub, during the sub. They can be useful anywhere. I can write what sub am I going to be working with at, when I get the call, or I can write where the bathroom is at, for example. I can write bathroom, and I'll know, okay, the bathroom, the back, it's next to the gym, all kinds of things like that. Also, I can write the phone numbers of, contacts that I may need to get a hold of. Now, in case the lesson plan is not there, because as I was said in the book, the lesson plan will not always be there. I am prepared with some stories, and these stories are simple. They really are, for different grade levels. So, for example, this first one, learn from history, story of the Trojan horse. I think that'd be a great filling activity. Something quick. I can have the students read out loud and help them work and stay awake by constantly asking questions, skipping from one student to the next. Like I could say, Jimmy, read the first paragraph, Tommy, read the next paragraph. And as they're reading in between, I can have them ask questions, or I can ask them questions that make them think deeper into the story. So that's high school right there. For middle school, I also have a story. Just in case you were wondering, I picked this as the fillers just due to the cast that there's so many subjects out there that I could be subbing for that I never really know. So I kind of focused a little bit on English just to keep it nice and simple. This is a story for a middle school class. It's called A Monkey Spot. It is a great, quick little story. I read over it. Just like before with the high school, I can have them be involved in active listening by asking them questions, maybe write down ideas, questions that they have, maybe even make a KWL chart, sorry for the pronunciation. I think it would just be great, have the students work on this, and have all the middle school classes that I have work on this. It's easy. It's a very easy thing to do. It's not complicated. It shouldn't affect them very much. For elementary, I did go a little more basic because middle school and high school, you can most likely expect that students will be able to read. For elementary school, I chose something a little more simple. It's coloring activity. So this one could either be a starter, an early finisher, or maybe just normal activity while I come up with something else. So it says color the A brown. It's a little better picture. Hopefully they can get something out of this. Just to keep them entertained. Like I said again, this is not the best thing, to activity, but it's nice and simple. I could also come up with a story for them, maybe some easy little math story like problems, easy stuff right here. This represents line paper. I'm always going to be trying to have line paper with me. Why? Simple reason. There's always those students that are not going to be prepared for class. I gotta help them out if I can. That's why, like I said, I have this can full of writing utensils, and I have line paper just in case the students may need to borrow some paper. Alright, so I have some finishers here. For the elementary, again, I'm focusing more on little kids here, like younger kids. So I don't expect them to be writing a lot. But before we leave the classroom, I would like to ask them some questions. Let's say we just watch a video about animals, video about the zoo, video about the wilderness, something related to that. I want to ask them, what did you learn today? And I would have them raise their hands and be picking on different students. I would try to involve every single student that I can, be as I don't know what the word is. Put a lot of attention to all the students. Make them all feel like they're all very important to me. Not single any of them out. For middle school, I chose something a little more complex. And honestly, I personally believe that this little finisher right here can easily relate to high school, because I did them in high school and I did them in middle school. The only thing that changes is the classroom, really. So, you put your name. And this is something substitute teachers did. Okay, they would hand out a bunch of this little piece of papers. You put your name, class period, date, and they would leave this to the permanent teacher, and then the permanent teacher would see those and would ask questions from those pieces of paper onto a quiz, possibly. For example, I chose this random questions to show what it is. So, how is technology helping schools? Why are USBs important to have? Ask a question about what you read today. So if they had any questions regarding their reading, I can help the permanent teacher see maybe if they need to work on something. Give the teacher a break from moving so fast and maybe look back of maybe something he might have to do. So my substitute teacher reports a little more simple. I made it a little simple. Just I highly doubt the permanent teacher wants a full, big, detailed report. I just put this. Obviously, in the future, I might have more columns, in case more students misbehave. But here I have the student of the name. Was he bad? Was he good? And the reason. I would put good if he was extra good. If he just outshined everybody else. For example, Bobby L. He was bad. The reason for this, he started a fight. Tony F. Good. Maybe he was helping others in math. Everyone else was doing their work. He got done with his work. He asked me, what should I do now? I gave him two options: either continue to read, maybe your library book, help others if possible. He outshined everyone. Johnny M, kept interrupting class. So accomplished work. Here I write what the students accomplished. If they accomplished the lesson, if they saw the movie, if they did whatever they had to do, I would write it here. If they didn't, I would write it there too. Additional comments, I reported there any incidents. For example, bloody nose. There was a bloody nose from Tyler. If you have any, and like it was mentioned in the book, I want to have a permanent job with this in a way. I want to let teachers know that I'm available, and if they're happy with my work, I want to have them know that it's easy to contact me. So if you have any questions, regarding their my day working there, or maybe they want to call me again to become a sub again for their class, for their specific class. Here's my number, my email, my signature that it was me, the date I typed this, or reported this. Rewards for students. For high school and middle school, I find that it's pretty, candy is usually a good motivator, good reward, to have them. It doesn't have to be expensive candy. Cheap candy can be good too. Students tend to put a lot of work, maybe not necessarily super work, but they'll get their stuff done, and they'll say, oh, okay, see, I got a reward for getting my work done. Because I feel like many times they think that their work is not as important or as valuable when they have a sub, but with candy being a prize, I feel like they push more forward to it. Elementary kids, well, we all know those little rascals will get super hyper with candy, so I'm not a big fan of giving candy out to elementary kids, especially the younger ones. Maybe the older ones is a different case, but younger ones, I'd rather not. Elementary kids, I put a smiley face representing stickers. Positive have good job stickers, golden stars, something small, like I said, I'm not a big fan of giving candy in elementary school. Maybe to the older kids in elementary school, but not the younger ones. That is not me. Once again, due to budget limitations for, really this project, I'm a very busy person, so I like to apologize to my instructor. This is not the best things I can do, but I gotta work around my budget. So I do understand the fact that the book does mention any body liquid from another student is hazardous. It's infected, so you must treat it with care. I should have plastic gloves and or hand sanitizer. If I have both, even better. So I don't have any of that. I wasn't used to suck to kind of represent the glove, but I figure I might as well just talk about it. It's important to have that around. Send the kid to the nurse's office or call the nurse's office and have them know that there's been an incident in the classroom. Other than that, my work is done here. Thank you for watching.